All right. We're going to change an whole pump. We got Willis over here with us today. About 12 at night. Yeah. 12 at night. Doo-doo.
Does it unplug over there?
But
right there.
we're going to try to do it.
I think.
Sign the mic on the subject.
Just unhook it from that side. Yeah.
We're going to try to just take the balancer off.
Side you unhook this from?
You don't got to unhook that.
Well, it's either that side. This side looks easier than this side.
We're going to take the alternator off, water pump, take the pulley off. Where we're going to start at? Yes, sir. Oh, to get the you meant the alternator wire. And then pull the balancer off, take the front cover off. And we're going to take the bolts out of the pump, twist it to the side a little, and hopefully we can get it without dropping the pan, but probably going to have to drop the pan a little. But we'll see. We ordered the pump. It'll be here at 9 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully we can get it in and back together. And then Chris, I showed Chris how to do this Vortec Rebel, man. He took right to it, son. He was doing all the tuning at the track. And he's going to turn it up a little bit.
Where's your Allen keys at?
Get 2 test runs tomorrow.
Got a 9/16 wrench.
And they're right there.
You got sockets.
Yeah, I got the sockets and everything, dude. That's what I usually use. I just bought those recently. Harbor Freight special, man. But I'm trying to hook up the GoPro so I can. Yeah, we need to get another oil pressure sensor too, or check. It didn't read oil pressure on that last pass. Make sure the plug didn't come off of it. Or the plug didn't get on anything it ain't got on. Yeah, down in there. Anyway, oil pressure quit working on the last pass. So we wasn't able to see what it was. So I'm going to pull up the GoPro and see what it was. About to get her licked. Got the starter out. Alternator out of the way. Get the water pump off. Took the intake off just to take our wastegate plug, sensor, and lines off. Just to get out of the way. I broke the way that we broke the nut loose. The motor turns clockwise. It's hard to break that nut loose, especially if you can't get an impact in there. But took this breaker bar, stuck it under the frame on this side, and put it over there and just bumped the starter.
I got the bigger wrench.
Broke right loose. Now Chris is pulling the bouncer off of her. There's 2 of them timing cover bolts down there at the very bottom. Don't forget those. That's all we like.
Who put this pipe right here?
No. You want to ratchet? Nope. You're going to go down and then stuck.
Ha ha.
Ha ha. Ha ha. And timing cover's off. See how much room we got up in here. Not much. Not much at all, especially for that.
Is it Allen?
No, they're 10 millimeter. We gotta get those 2 bolts out. Maybe if we loosen the pump though, we can rotate it a little and maybe it'll raise up some. I doubt it will, but maybe. All right, so we had both bolts in that thing. The top one
I don't know if I'm spinning it.
came out easy.
It should.
The one that's
Can
already
you get your finger underneath it where it won't fall?
Chris is trying to
Yeah,
get
it's
that
under it
bottom
right
one
now.
out. Man, there ain't much room in there. He got it loose and screwed. Well, I loosened it and then he unscrewed it a bunch. Now we're trying needle nose on the threads.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm spinning it.
Spin it out.
I am spinning that.
And if it drops in the pan, I'm 100% sure we can get it out with a big long magnet I've got. But I think we about got her licked.
I don't understand. I feel like it should be unthreaded by now.
And no, we did not drop the oil pan.
Yeah.
Now, getting it back in there is going to be a different story. I think from the factory, they just come with one bolt in them. The aftermarket ones, they've got 2 holes so you can put bolts in. But you only have to use 1 bolt. We'll probably just put 1 bolt in the
Spin
top.
real quick.
Oh, it's moving a bunch now.
Yeah, I feel like it's unhooked, and I don't understand why it's not.
You're probably going to have to spin it up to pop the O-ring out.
Oh, I
Because
bet
the
it's just the O-ring stuck in there.
It might just be the O-ring stuck in there. Spin the pump up. We continue. Alright. And it's still in the hole. That must be the longer bolt. It's taking some time getting that one out, I tell you what.
You can see it.
Yeah. It's still up in the hole.
Let's grab it with needle.
Alright, take 3. We've been working on it for an hour. And I bet you 35 of that's been trying to take that one bolt out. Just trying to get the needle nose on the threads.
I don't know. I can't fit my finger in there anymore.
It's hard to even get your finger in there.
Push down real
Ain't easy. Willis is kind of pressing on the pump to turn it one way.
That's as far down as it's gonna go.
Well, I took the innards off the pump because that shallow pan, it don't let that pickup tube go down any, and that seemed to help, but we still was fighting with it.
I didn't mean to do that. Not bad.
But Willis got it off somehow, some way. But check this out. And Chris used the magnet to get the bolt out. The bolt did drop in the pan, but it's one of those shallow pans, so it didn't go very far. But check this out. My brand new seal that I put in it. Look at that. It's got a chunk missing out of it. Why would it?
I don't think there's no way we could have done that.
We might.
It was up in.
It was up inside
It
the
was right
pump.
up in there.
Yeah, it was up in
It
the
was right up
ledge.
in there. There's no way that we could have done that.
Willis pulled it out. I wonder if I accidentally got it when I put it in, and then it just now reared its ugly head, because that would have caused it. What happens is it'll start sucking air, and once it starts sucking air, then it don't pump oil. But just like before, Chris would shut it off, wait a couple seconds, start it back up, boom, there's oil pressure again.
Letting that oil get back up around it, and then it sucked it up till it found
Yeah,
another
make
air
it-
bubble, and then it.
I'd make a pass, and it'd start dropping. And you'd see the oil pressure gauge start flickering, and then it dropped to 0. And I'd turn the car off while I'm still at the end of the pass,
Yeah.
and start the car back up, and then the oil pressure would come back. Now I can go down the return road.
See, and I took the steering wheel lock out of his steering wheel just for stuff like this, so he can shut it off and still turn the car. But we got another pump on order.
That's a good possibility that right there's your problem.
I might have did that when I put that in. I don't know. Well, I would have had to, Because when we took it out, I know we was jiggling and wiggling on the pump, but
No, we didn't do that, taking that pump out.
because it was still stuck up in there, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh yeah, it was.
I might have done
pulled
that
out of the
putting it
housing.
in.
But I just wonder the piece that's missing. Where's it at?
It's probably down there hanging on to the pickup tube for dear life. Oh well. We got a new pump ordered tomorrow. It'll come with seals. We're going to toss that in there. Chris is going to turn it up. We're going to go to Kentucky Dragway. So what? It's 1:30, 1:15. We got to get up by 8.
Yeah, I gotta get up at 7, take my daughter to work.
Yeah. We got to get up at 8.
I've already been up since 4:30 this morning, so.
8:30,
Well, that pump don't get there till 9.
9 o'clock.
I don't want to get some Dairy Queen breakfast.
Winchester.
Yeah, Dairy Queen. Yeah, Winchester.
Winchester.
So, yeah, we'll go to Winchester. We'll pick up the pump.
Dairy Queen breakfast.
Dairy Queen breakfast.
What time y'all going?
And then probably 8:30.
You gotta be there at 9, don't you?
9.
Pick it up at 9, be back on.
And then we'll slap it on. We got till 2 o'clock.
No, 12.
No, the gates open at 12. The race starts at 2.
Race starts at 12. Gates open at 10.
Oh, well, we'll have 3 hours to put the pump back on. It only took us a half hour to take all that off.
This is getting the pump off that ceiling, getting that bolt out.
Yeah.
Yeah, gates open
I
at 10.
don't know.
Put that bolt back in.
But
We're not going to put both the bolts in. We're just going to put one in.
But
Yeah.
on the time runs, I mean, he wouldn't have to be there probably till 1:30, because it'd take him that long to get. Well, no, only time run too.
Only one time run
One
tomorrow?
time run, 2 buybacks.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna tighten.
Oh, I bet the index racers get 2 time runs. I don't know. We'll see.
Aaron called me this morning.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
He said gates open at 10, time run start at 12. Got 1 time run, 2 buybacks.
All right, we got our new Melling 10295 oil pump. It's standard volume, high pressure. We're just going to use the springs that are in it, but you can, they got higher pressure springs. We're just going to use the spring that's in it, but I don't think it's going to go on without dropping the pan, because that old pickup where that pan's one of those low profile pans, the pickup tube, you can't push it down any to get the pump on. All right, we took the guts out of her and we was able to get it on. And we'll just, I kind of like doing it this way anyway, that way I can put a filler gauge around. Melling says just to put it on, put the 4 bolts for the pump finger tight, and then turn the motor 360 and then torque it down. But I kind of think that filler gauge, where you put the filler gauge on the outside of, well, we're going to do it here in a minute. I think that works better to line everything up. But we poured a bunch of oil in the pump to lube it up. We put the black O-ring on, put some Loctite on that bolt. We're just going to use the 1 bolt this time, the top one. Chris is hard at it. I thought the race time started at 2. They backed it to, it usually starts at 2. Gates open at 12, race starts at 2, but now it's gates open at 10 and the race starts at 12. We got an hour and 12, 13 minutes. But if we don't make the race, that's fine. Even if we're late, we'll go over there and test in 10. As long as it holds oil pressure, we're gonna go. Well, as long as it starts up and holds oil pressure, we're going to go do at least 1 pass and see if it holds pressure through the pass. Hopefully we can get it all done. I'm sure we can. All right, we got these 4 bolts just hand tight. Chris got the, see, just 1 bolt holds that in just fine. From the factory it uses this bottom one, but we're going to move it to the top. We're not going to use that one. It's just 2. Yeah, it looks good. It's holding in good. There's the pickup tube. The seal's up in there. Now we'll put the innards back on it, and then we'll do the filler gauges, and then torque it down and put the cover on. All right, got a 1.5 thousandths, a 2 thousandths, and a 3 thousandths filler gauges kind of wedged around it. Now we're going to go ahead and torque these 4 bolts to 18 foot-pounds, and then we'll put the cover on. Don't tighten the cover bolts very tight. I don't know what the inch pounds on them, but it ain't much. We're going to Loctite them, just snug them up. Or I'll look it up. But all right, front cover is on. Again, don't tighten those too tight. And checking out our rubber gasket. We might put some silicone across the bottom. We're definitely going to put some in the corners. Toss the gasket on, toss the cover on. Put the
Got here.
put the water pump on. And then we'll have 50 minutes. Yeah, I think we'll get her. But Chris said he just wants to number chase and do test and tune today. He don't want to try to do the 6.0. So that's cool. If we make it in time, I'll do the 10.0. If not, we'll just test and tune this one. All right, we had to run to the store and get a longer crank bolt so we could push the balancer up on it. All right, we used the longer bolt with some washers. Got it pushed on there long enough to get the other bolt on. We reused the old bolt. I just put a bunch of Loctite on it. And I'll be honest with you, we didn't torque it correct. We sent it with an impact that was about broke that regular socket. Kid you not, that impact's something else. But we left the timing cover bolts hand tight so the balancer would straighten up the seal, the front seal. And now we're torquing down the timing cover. Then the water pump and the alternator, man, we're pretty much done. But we went to the store to get a bolt, and I knew Ace had those bolts. But they redid their bolt section and they didn't have it out. I guess they're not going to sell those no more. But we found the right guy that found that bolt in the back. They still had them in the back. They hadn't got rid of them yet. They ain't going to sell them no more, so they didn't have a bin for them no more, but they still had them in the back. And that guy went and found them in the back for us. So that was awesome. Saved our butt. That took like an hour. Well, it took at least 30 minutes. But yeah. Progress. All right, water pump is on. All right, we got it all sealed up. We use this funnel to burp it. It gets the water at the highest point. Just helps burp it. Everything's back together. The question is, do we have oil pressure?
Ready?
See what it do. Battery hooked up. It's up to temp. At idle, it's gained about 8 psi with that new pump. And the O-ring fixed again. I say again because I had already fixed that O-ring once. Apparently, when I tightened it up, I clipped it. But yeah, we bled it with the funnel in the water and squeezing the hoses and letting it run a little while. We're good to go. The only bad thing about it is our oil pressure sensor has failed. But as you saw, we have the manual gauge, so Chris will just have to keep an eye on that. Luckily, it failed the way that it's reading maxed out. Because if it read the way that it was 0, which we could go to the tune and fix that where it won't trigger the limp mode based on oil pressure. But yeah, I think we're good. We're going to head to the track. Next video will be us at the track. Y'all, thanks for watching. Have a great day.